Okay, hi guys, how are you? I hope you'll be fine. So, as you see my intro um, before this interview, so now let's start our conversation with ChatGPT. By the way, if you don't know what's ChatGPT, ChatGPT is an AI where you can uh, talk about your questions and it can give any answer of your question. So, if you want any more further information, that is given in the description, and the link is also in the description. You can you can check it out. So let's move in now, and let's welcome our guest, and that is ChatGPT and AI. So yeah, as you can see. So let's go here and let's talk with ChatGPT. First, let's refresh the page. Okay, let's go to voice mode. Hey, ChatGPT, how are you?
Hey there. Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't wait to get started. So what's the game plan?
Okay, Cove. Say there is no gameplay. So I today I want to talk about science, and the topic is plant systems. How plant systems work. So are you ready?
That sounds exciting. I'm ready whenever you are. Let's dive into how plants respond to light.
Okay, so can you please tell me that what is root system and how it works?
Phototropism is how plants grow in response to light. Essentially, plants bend toward light sources to maximize the amount of light they absorb for photosynthesis. This process is mainly controlled by plant hormones called auxins,
No,
which
no,
redistribute.
ChatGPT. I'm talking about that. What is root
I'm
system and how
sorry,
it
but you've
works?
hit the monthly limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
Okay, hi. How are you, ChatGPT?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am also fine. So today I want to talk about a science topic uh, called plant systems. So are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm ready. Plant systems are fascinating. Where would you like to start?
Okay, ChatGPT. So can you please tell me that what is root system?
Sure. The root system is the part of a plant that grows underground. Its main job is to anchor the plant, absorb water and nutrients from the soil, and sometimes store food. Roots come in different types, like tap roots, a single main root, and fibrous roots, a network of smaller roots.
Please explain it in detail.
All right, the root system is one of the two main parts of a plant, the other being the shoot system. It is typically located below the ground and serves several vital functions. First, the roots anchor the plant firmly in the soil, providing stability so it can stand upright and resist being uprooted by wind or water. Second, roots absorb water and minerals from the soil, which are essential for the plant's survival. Tiny structures called root hairs increase the surface area of the roots, making absorption more efficient. There are two main types of root systems: taproots and fibrous roots. Taproots have a single, thick main root that grows deep into the soil, like in carrots and dandelions. Fibrous roots, on the other hand, consist of a dense network of thin, branching roots that spread out near the soil surface. like in grasses. Some plants also have specialized roots that store food, like sweet potatoes, or help in additional functions like breathing in waterlogged soil, as seen in mangroves. Roots are vital for a plant's overall health and growth.
Okay, thank you. So can you please tell me that what are secondary roots and primary roots and
You're
root
welcome.
tip? And what is root tip?
So here's the difference between primary roots and secondary roots. The primary root is the first root that emerges from a seed during germination. It grows downward and forms the main root of the plant, especially in taproot systems. It's thick and acts as the central anchor for the plant. Secondary roots, also called lateral roots, branch off from the primary root. They are thinner and help increase the surface area of the root system. These roots assist in absorbing water and nutrients from the soil and provide additional support. Think of the primary root as the main road and the secondary roots as smaller streets branching out from it.
Okay, thank you. So please tell me that what is epidermis, cortex, endodermis, xylem, and phloem?
You're welcome. Let me break these down for you. The epidermis is the outermost layer of cells in the root, stem, or leaf. In roots, it protects the plant and absorbs water and nutrients through structures called root hairs. The cortex is the layer of cells just beneath the epidermis. It stores food, like starch, and helps transport water and nutrients from the epidermis to the inner parts of the root. The endodermis is a thin layer of cells that acts as a barrier between the cortex and the vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. It controls what enters the plant's vascular system, ensuring only necessary nutrients get in. The xylem is a type of vascular tissue that transports water and minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. It works like a water pipeline. The phloem is another type of vascular tissue, but it transports food like sugars made in the leaves to other parts of the plant. Think of it as the plant's food delivery system. These structures work together to keep the plant healthy and functioning.
Okay, ChatGPT. Thank you so much for elaborating this for me. Um, Now please tell me what is cortex in detail, and it is necessary in every plant.
You're very welcome.
ChatGPT.
The cortex is a layer of tissue in plant roots and stems, found between the outer epidermis and the inner vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. It is made up of loosely packed cells, which allow air and water to pass through. The main job of the cortex is to store food, like starch, and help transport water and nutrients from the soil into the vascular system. Cortex cells are usually parenchyma cells, which are flexible and capable of storing starch. In some plants, the cortex also has air spaces to help with gas exchange, especially in water plants. Additionally, it can act as a protective layer. As for whether it's necessary in every plant, the cortex is present in most vascular plants, as it plays a vital role in storage and nutrient transport. However, in some plants with highly specialized structures or tissues, the role of the cortex might be reduced or modified. But for most common plants, the cortex is an important part.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT, for telling me about cortex. So let's move on. What is xylem?
You're welcome. Let's talk about xylem in detail. Xylem is one of the main types of vascular tissue in plants, and its job is to transport water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. It's like a plant's water pipeline system. Xylem is made up of different types of cells, such as tracheids and vessel elements, which are specialized for conducting water. These cells are dead at maturity, which means they don't have living contents. This helps water flow through them more efficiently. The xylem also provides structural support to the plant because its walls are thick and made of lignin, a strong material. Water moves through the xylem using processes like capillary action, root pressure, and transpiration pull, which happens when water evaporates from the leaves, pulling more water upward. Xylem is essential for almost all vascular plants, since plants need water to survive and carry out photosynthesis. Without xylem, water couldn't travel from the roots to the leaves, and the plant wouldn't thrive.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT. So, what is shoot system? Please elaborate it and explain it in detail.
Of course, the shoot system is the above ground part of a plant, and it includes structures like stems, leaves, flowers, fruits, and buds. It plays a crucial role in supporting the plant, producing food, and reproduction. Let's break it down in detail. 1. Stem. The stem is the central structure of the shoot system. It supports the plant and serves as a highway for transporting water, nutrients, and food between the roots and the leaves or flowers. It also stores food and provides height to the plant, which helps in reaching sunlight. 2. Leaves. Leaves are the primary site for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy. They are flat and broad to maximize surface area for capturing sunlight. Leaves also play a role in transpiration, water evaporation, and gas exchange through tiny openings called stomata. 3. Flowers. Flowers are the reproductive parts of the plant. They produce seeds through pollination and fertilization. The bright colors and fragrances of flowers attract pollinators like bees and birds. 4. Fruits and seeds. Fruits protect the seeds and help with their dispersal. Seeds are essential for the growth of new plants. 5. Buds. These are undeveloped or embryonic shoots that can grow into new stems, leaves, or flowers. The shoot system grows upward toward light, positive phototropism, which helps the plant perform photosynthesis and reproduce. Its functions include support, food production, nutrient and water transport, and reproduction. So the shoot system is essential for the plant's survival, growth, and reproduction.
Okay, so now let's talk about STEM in detail.
Sure, let's dive into the stem in detail. The stem is one of the most important parts of the shoot system in a plant. It is the main axis that supports the plant and connects the roots to the leaves, flowers, and fruits. The
Okay,
stem is typically above the ground, but some stems, like potato tubers, grow underground.
okay. ChatGPT, can you hear me?
Here's what the stem does and its structure. 1. Functions of the stem. Support. It holds up the leaves, flowers, and fruits, allowing them to get sunlight and air for photosynthesis and pollination. Transport. The stem contains vascular tissues, xylem and phloem.
Okay.
Xylem transports water and minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant, while phloem carries food, like sugars, from the leaves to other parts. Storage. In some plants, the stem stores food and water. For example, sugarcane stems store sugar, and cactus stems store water.
Okay, thank you so much, Chatgpt, for telling me that. Now let's talk and dive into the topic of leaves. That what are leaves and why they are important in plants.
You're welcome. Now let's dive into leaves. Leaves are one of the most vital parts of a plant. They are usually green, flat, and broad to maximize the surface area that absorbs sunlight. The main purpose of leaves is to carry out photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into food, glucose. Without leaves, plants would not be able to produce the energy they need to grow and survive. Here's why leaves are so important and how they work. 1. Photosynthesis. The primary function of leaves is to produce food for the plant. Inside the leaf, there are cells containing chloroplasts, which have the green pigment chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight and uses it to turn carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil into glucose, food for the plant, and oxygen. The overall process looks like this: 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O plus light energy, CT8 plus 6O2, transpiration. Leaves also play a role in transpiration, which is the process of water evaporation from the surface of the leaves. This helps to cool the plant, maintain water flow from the roots, and regulate water balance. 3. Gas exchange. The small openings on the underside of leaves, called stomata, allow gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide to enter and exit the plant. This is crucial for photosynthesis and respiration. 4. Protection and adaptations. Leaves are often designed to prevent water loss or damage. For instance, some plants have waxy coatings or needle-like leaves to conserve water, especially in dry environments. Others have modified leaves for special purposes, like spines in cacti for protection or tendrils in climbing plants to support growth. In short, leaves are like the plant's food factories. Without them, a plant couldn't produce the energy it needs to survive, grow, and reproduce.
Okay, so what is the role of xylem and phloem in transport?
Great question. The xylem and phloem play crucial roles in the plant's transport system, and they are part of the plant's vascular tissue, which is responsible for moving water, nutrients, and food throughout the plant. Let's break down their specific roles. 1. Xylem. Main function. Xylem's primary role is to transport water and minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant, including the leaves, stems, and flowers. How it works. The xylem vessels are made of dead cells, which form long tubes that allow water to travel upwards through capillary action, a process that involves the movement of water through narrow spaces. Transpiration from the leaves helps pull water upward from the roots through the xylem. This process is essential because water is needed for photosynthesis and maintaining the plant structure. 2. Phloem. Main function. Phloem's main job is to transport the products of photosynthesis, mainly sugars and other organic nutrients, from the leaves, where photosynthesis occurs, to other parts of the plant, like the stems, roots, and flowers. This process is known as translocation. How it works. The phloem vessels are made of living cells, which form tubes that transport food in both directions, from the leaves to the roots and other parts of the plant. The sugars produced in the leaves are moved through the phloem and distributed to areas that need energy or storage, like growing tissues and roots. In summary, xylem is responsible for moving water and minerals, while phloem is responsible for moving food. Both are essential for the plant's growth, survival, and reproduction.
Okay, thank you so much, ChatGPT. Okay, so let's talk about photosynthesis in detail and how it
You're
works.
welcome. What would you like to talk about next? Feel free to let me know.
Okay, so I want to know about photosynthesis, and let's talk about photosynthesis in detail.
Absolutely. Photosynthesis is one of the most important processes in nature, and it's how plants produce their own food. Let's dive into it in detail. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which plants, algae, and some bacteria convert light energy, usually from the sun, into chemical energy in the form of glucose, a type of sugar. This process occurs in the chloroplasts of plant cells, which contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight, which is essential for the photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis equation. The general equation for photosynthesis looks like this: 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus light energy, CT's H2Os plus 6O2. This means carbon dioxide, CO2 from the air plus water, H2O from the soil, light energy, usually from the sun, are converted into glucose, CTH, and oxygen, O2. Where does photosynthesis occur? In plants, photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplasts, mainly in the leaves. The leaves are full of chlorophyll, which captures the sunlight needed for the process. Steps of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis happens in two main stages. 1. Light-dependent reactions, photochemical phase. These reactions happen in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplasts. During this stage, light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll and other pigments in the chloroplast. This energy splits water molecules H2O into oxygen, O2, protons, and electrons. Oxygen is released as a byproduct, which is why plants help produce oxygen for the atmosphere. The energy is then stored in the form of two molecules, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and NADPH, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, which will be used in the next stage. 2. Light-independent reactions, Calvin cycle or dark reactions. These reactions take place in the stroma, the fluid-filled space in the chloroplasts. The energy stored in ATP and NADPH from the light-dependent reactions is used to convert carbon dioxide, CO2, from the air into glucose, CTH2O, a simple sugar that plants can use for energy. This is where the plant makes its food, using carbon dioxide as a raw material. The Calvin cycle involves a series of enzyme-driven reactions that result in the formation of glucose and other organic compounds. Importance of photosynthesis. 1. Provides energy. Photosynthesis is the primary source of energy for nearly all life on Earth. Plants produce glucose, which they use for growth and energy. Animals, including humans, depend on plants for food, either directly, eating plants, or indirectly, eating herbivores. 2. Oxygen production. As a byproduct of photosynthesis, oxygen is released into the atmosphere, which is crucial for the survival of most organisms, including humans. 3. Carbon dioxide regulation. Photosynthesis helps balance atmospheric CO2 levels by absorbing carbon dioxide, which helps regulate the Earth's climate. In short, photosynthesis is the process that sustains life on Earth by providing oxygen, food, and energy, and it helps maintain the balance of gases in the atmosphere. Let me know if you'd like more details on any part of the process.
Okay, thank you so much, ChatGPT, for doing this podcast with me. I hope my viewers enjoy this, and I also enjoy this. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll back with another interview, another podcast, another questions. Until then, take care and bye bye.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help with your podcast, and it was a pleasure chatting with you about all these interesting topics. I'm sure your viewers will enjoy it. Whenever
Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching me. I hope you also enjoyed this interview. If you want me to make another more interviews like this, please make sure to subscribe my channel and like my videos and comment down what next topic that I would talk about. Bye bye.